Hello everyone and welcome to Tigers Weekly. I'm your host, Zack Bayrouty. This week we'll preview the upcoming softball season with head coach Brian Kolze and shortstop Nicole Matson as the Tigers look to defend their Big West title. We'll also check out men's volleyball highlights as their season opened here at home this past weekend. Last year, the Pacific softball team went 37-19 en route to a Big West Conference championship. This season, the Tigers will try and defend their title while facing perhaps the toughest non-conference schedule in the country. We caught up with head coach Brian Kolze and all-conference shortstop Nicole Matson and got their thoughts on the season and the challenges that lie ahead. Coach, after winning conference last year, how do you feel your team is going to be able to manage the high expectations coming into this season?
Well, I think by how the fall's gone and their maturity, it's been good. I think the thing is, as I told them, is that you have to have that expectation level every day. You need to expect to win every day, and you have to be prepared that everybody's going to come at you with all their guns whenever they see you. So we can't let down any, we can't assume anything, and we can't work any less hard than we worked last year, because this year's another year and everything, doesn't always fall into place. So sometimes you have to make your own breaks and you can't assume anything.
Could you talk a little bit about the tough schedule that's been put together, maybe the toughest non-conference schedule in the nation?
Well, it is a tough, very tough schedule. It's not quite what I anticipated, but you never know when you get the draws for tournaments and so forth. I'm excited for the team, though, because they're going to get to play against the best teams in the country, in non-conference, preparing for conference, and they're going to get an opportunity to play people they've never gotten to play before. So I'm excited that, we get to play UCLA's and Oklahoma State's, on top of who we normally play, because we haven't had the opportunity to play them. And that's what's exciting for them. We get to play Iowa State this year for the first time ever. We get to play Kentucky opening day for the first time ever. So it's gonna be tough, but I think, we get through the first 4, 5, 6 weeks of the season. I really feel that there isn't anything that the game will throw at us the rest of the year that we probably haven't already seen.
Where do you think the strength of your team is going to lie?
I think the strength of our team, I'm hoping, is going to lie in the offensive side and the pitching side, that we have a lot of returning. I think actually we need to do some things better defensively on the consistency basis, but I feel really comfortable about that with locking some people back into positions versus rotating like we had to do last year. So their comfort zone, I think, is going to go up. And I think also the experience level of them knowing each other already, so many of them, I think that's going to help a lot. There's a comfortableness because they're very familiar with each other and what everybody's strengths and weaknesses are.
Kind of on the flip side of that, where do you think your team's weaknesses are, and where do you think they're going to need to find areas to grow?
We definitely need is to become a stronger defensive team, because we play a schedule. Not only in conference but non-conference, people are going to put the ball in play. So you got to make the plays. You have to be prepared for all the defensive situations that come along. That's the most important thing. I think we need to do a few little things base running wise to improve. I think we need Danny, our freshman pitcher, to get some good experience early, for the long haul. Other than that, I think everybody else is going to be pretty familiar with where we're at.
Nicole, coming into this new season, talk about some of the expectations that are on this team and how, as a team leader, you feel that you're going to be able to manage those.
I think we left on a high note last year, and we want to continue going into the season with the same high. And I think a lot of our freshmen have a good idea of what's expected, and we've kind of driven that into their minds that we have something to live up to and keep going with off of last season.
Well, speaking of last season, you were named All-Conference last season. Talk about what that honor meant to you.
It was really exciting, especially coming off of a season where I was on the bench because I was hurt. So being able to come back and get an honor like that was really exciting, and hopefully I can come back and do it again this year.
Talk about your time here at Pacific, your fifth-year senior, this is your last year. Talk about what this experience has meant to you.
It's been a long progression, I guess, coming in freshman, sophomore year. We were kind of on a low, and it's definitely progressed each season, and each team has gotten more and more fun for me to play with, so going out on a high, I guess.
What are some of the goals you have, lastly, for this season?
For this season? Probably win conference again. I guess that's number one, but I don't know. I don't think I have any specific personal goals. I just want, as a team overall, to do well and keep winning.
This past weekend, the men's volleyball team opened up its season with 2 wins and straight sets over Grand Canyon University. Let's check out some of the highlights.
Hey, cheers, mate!
This weekend, the women's basketball team returns to the Spanos Center with games on Thursday night versus Long Beach State and Saturday night versus Cal State Northridge. Tickets are available through the Pacific box office. Also this weekend, the men's basketball team will play at Long Beach State on Saturday in a game that will be televised nationally on ESPN3. Tip-off is set for 4 p.m. Until next time, so long everyone, and go Tigers.